awake, Linda?
Are you? Hope you are, because you're driving.
I'm just barely awake. What did the Blues Brothers say? We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
Hey, we're going to have fun, you guys. This is something we've been talking about. We're making a big change on the channel and for us personally, so we're bringing you along on this one. Yeah, it's dark 30. We never get up this early. It's just a little bit after 6 in the morning. And we're heading cross country to get something special. We're pretty nervous about this one. We hope everything goes all right. This is kind of a big deal, but we're praying that it all goes well. In previous videos, we mentioned that we needed to replace our Yukon, which we love so much and it's worked so well for us, but we wanted to get a pickup truck. And we've been looking and looking until we got tired of looking. Yeah, Linda?
Yeah.
But we found one. It's in Missoula, Montana. The guy wouldn't come down so much as a nickel on the price, and he's asking the top dollar for a private sale. But the truck does look worth it. It's got low miles. It's under 100,000 miles. It's a 2018 vehicle. So anyways, yeah, we're pretty nervous about it though. So we'll just have to see how this goes. Beautiful morning. That didn't work at all. That truck was not clean at all. I mean, it had dents and it needed tires and asking that much money.
Yeah. And it looked like it wasn't well maintained or cared for.
Engine was filthy dirty. It had already had a transmission replaced. So anyways, we passed.
And it needed tires.
Yeah, it needed tires. Yeah. Anyhow, we're going to go in and get some lunch and kind of check Facebook Marketplace for this town, and maybe there's something.
On you.
Yep. Start all over. Looking dirty and a bit neglected. It's because the Yukon is a little bit neglected right now. There's a new truck in the garage. Well, new to us. So let me show you what we ended up with. We found this 2015 Chevy Silverado 1500. And it's pretty darn clean. It has 91,000 miles on it. I think it's going to work just fine for us. First thing we want to do is hitch it up to the trailer and see what adjustments I need to make to the hitch. And then we want to go out for an overnight trip and probably load the motorcycle in the back too, just so we know how everything feels and find out how this truck tows. I got my fingers crossed. Well, if anything, it's a couple inches low in the front, which is okay. It's better for wind resistance. On a tandem axle trailer, it needs to be perfectly level so the brakes work together. But single axle, this looks pretty good. Walmart parking lot, just picked up a few things that we need for the next couple of days. It's shakedown crews, all hitched up and ready to go. We're going to tell you about the truck, why we chose this truck after looking at so many, and just let you know how it's going. Got the motorcycle in the back. We'll show you what we decided on for a system for loading that. Anyways, let's get to it down the highway. It's a little chilly, but yeah, it's November. to begin with, it's got a way better stereo, way better sound system than our Yukon had, which was so bad that we never used the radio in the Yukon. But this one's pretty nice. Well, we're just making our way through central Montana, heading east over towards Lewistown, Montana. Don't know where we're going to camp tonight. Doesn't matter. Shakedown cruise. So far, everything's going pretty good. The truck tows better than the Yukon. It's the same engine. It's a 5.3. The Yukon had a 3.73 rear end in it. This one's got a 3.42, which is better for fuel economy, but this has a 6-speed transmission, whereas the Yukon had a 4-speed. So I'm not noticing any difference on the hills. This seems to have a lot more zip on the hills, actually. Well, this is Ackley Lake State Park in central Montana. It's a place where people like to come and fish. There's somebody down there fishing right now, but there's nobody else camped here. We got the place all to ourselves. Party as loud as we want. So why this truck? Well, this is a nice truck. It's a 2015 Chevy Silverado 1500. It's got the Z85 suspension package in it. You've probably seen Z71 on the side of so many Chevy trucks, but the Z85 is a towing suspension. And it's a little softer than the off-road suspension, which we don't need, but so this is going to work out pretty good for us. You can see we got the bike in the back, nice and stable back there. Going to get that unloaded here in a minute. And we don't have the bike on the back of the trailer anymore. That didn't work out for us. Nice clean engine compartment. And I'll keep it clean like this because I always do keep my engines real clean. They're so much more pleasant to work on. It's got a battery on the other side, and it's got a place for a second battery down here if I want to. I'll see about that. I know some of you are going to say we should have got the 3/4 ton, but the gas mileage is a lot worse on a 3/4 ton. And we didn't need it. We carefully calculated what we haul and what we tow, and we determined that the 1/2 ton was just fine for us with room to spare, power-wise and weight-wise. The 6.5-foot bed is just perfect for the motorcycle with no room to spare. Maybe an inch or two in the back, and that's it. Nice and stable, too. It's not going anywhere. The truck came with a nice solid tonneau cover that folds up, but we're not going to be able to use it when we're hauling the bike. I might look for a canopy. The only problem with the canopy is I don't think I can park it in my garage if it's tall enough to fit that motorcycle. That's why we didn't go with a crew cab. That's why we didn't go with a long bed. Just a standard bed is because this just barely fits in my garage with about 2 inches in the front and 2 inches in the back. That's all I got. And height-wise, too, I only had like 80 inches or something like that. And we didn't consider diesel because diesel was another $10,000 on a used truck. So yeah, that was out of our price range.
I wonder what kind of fish is in the lake.
Trout for sure.
What?
And they probably stock it.
Oh.
We're just heading down to pay. It's pretty cheap. It's $14 a night if you have a Montana State Parks Pass. And if you're a Montana resident and you're older than 62, it's only $7. So for us, it's pretty cheap. Nice beach. If it wasn't 40 or 45 degrees Fahrenheit, I'd go get my towel. How about you? Did you want to go for a swim? Linda will swim in the ocean with sharks, but she's afraid to swim in freshwater lakes because she doesn't know what's in there. She's always been like that. Well, I went with these ramps here. I'll put a link to them. I'm pretty happy with them. They're really well built. I could have bought a longer, wide ramp, but that would have been $850. These are aluminum, of course, both things I'm talking about. And these were, for the pair of them, was $249, including shipping, and the bike goes up one and I walk up the other one. And it's been pretty simple. When we go up, Linda here pushes. Yeah, Linda.
And yeah, I'm the pusher and the spotter.
Yeah. And if we had to, we could actually idle the bike up in gear, but we haven't had to do that. Of course, the ramps are secured to the hitch with the straps there, so the ramps can't come undone. Anyways, this is working, and it wasn't that expensive.
Well, we're all set up now, and we would have been here sooner, but that Rick, I tell you, he gave us quite the scare last night. Had taken to the emergency room here locally. Luckily, we live only a few blocks away, but yeah. And I'll let him tell you about it.
Yeah, I didn't have a good night. Friend of mine, Becky, got me into taking magnesium glycinate to help, to help with your sleep. And I took it one night, and you take 2 capsules, and yeah, I slept really, really well. Thank you, Becky. And then I went to take them last night, and the thing is that I have trouble swallowing. I've got a problem with my esophagus. A lot of you probably have that at this age, but I went to swallow a capsule last night, and it didn't go down, and it made me hiccup or something. It happened so fast, I don't know exactly what happened, but it went down my windpipe. And I couldn't believe it at first that it had gone down my windpipe, and I kind of felt funny in my chest, but I wasn't convinced. I made myself go into the bathroom and throw up, which I won't go into detail, but I needed to see if the capsule was there. It wasn't there. And I could feel, and when I breathed, it was sounding funny. So I went to drive myself to emergency. I could still function and everything, kind of, except for what happened on the way to the emergency room. About halfway there, I was coughing really hard, and the capsule broke open, and it started burning my bronchial tubes and my esophagus, burning it really bad. I thought about stopping and letting Linda drive, except for that it would have taken me just that much longer to get to the emergency room. So I just continued on. It was another half a mile or something. It wasn't far. And by the time I got in to see the doctor, it was burning pretty bad. My daughter showed up and it was giving me glasses of water, which helped with my esophagus and stopped the burning there. But anyhow, yeah, it wasn't a good thing, and I managed to cough up the pieces of the capsule and most of the magnesium glycinate. I managed to cough almost all of it up, but it's still, that powder had done its thing, and I was pretty uncomfortable. I was really worried. They did an x-ray, and they said the capsule won't show up in the x-ray, but they said that The rest of me looked okay for now. They told me if I get a fever to come immediately back in again because it can cause a type of pneumonia. But I woke up this morning and you can probably hear my voice is kind of rough. But I was okay, and I don't have a fever or anything, although my lung is sore on one side here, and I'm kind of raw in my throat and everything. What a stupid thing to happen. I feel dumb, but I won't be taking, those capsules were big, and I just can't take them. So Becky, if you're listening to this, I got almost a full bottle of magnesium glycinate, so you can sleep better. You come get it. I'm not taking any more. I'm starving. I'll go see what Linda's making for lunch. So what's for lunch?
Chicken, sweet onion, apples, salad.
That sounds good. Yeah, it snowed here a couple days ago. So there's still snow on the ground in places. Winter's coming. And we're kind of stuck here for a while. So normally we would be down in Nevada and Arizona right now making videos for y'all to see. But we're stuck here in Montana until after Christmas now. So we'll be doing videos on, our trailer layout and things that are working for us and who knows what else. Remember the Goldwing? Well, I've got a couple of videos to show you how that job went, and I'll show you what's going on with it. We're going to cover those things until we leave here right after Christmas and head south.
Okay, I see me touch the lake water. There you go. Ooh, nice and cold.
Well, it's a little cold for Linda to get out. Windy and nasty, to tell you the truth. I thought I'd go take the bike and kind of ride around the lake here a little bit, just for fun. And then I think we're going into town to look for pie or something. Not too many people out today. Can't say as I blame them. Oh, it is pretty out though, for being windy and nasty. Somebody camped over here in a fifth wheeler. You know what I don't understand? You see these windbreaks? They're actually aligned to the west or west and even northwest, the back, and our prevailing wind is out of the southwest. And everywhere in Montana that I've seen, they always align them to the west or to the northwest, and that's where occasionally we get our storms from, but not very often. 99% of the time the wind is from over to the south and southwest. It makes no sense. Wonder whose bright idea that was. I see some folks down here fishing. They don't look very warm. I don't know if you can ride around the whole lake, like if I can get back to our camper or not, but I guess I'll find out. Oh. There's a stream here, but I don't want to get stuck in the mud. Which I was about to do. Yeah, that didn't work out. Well, guess I can't go around the lake. That's all right. One thing that's nice is the TW with its big fat tires. It handles the soft stuff, the gravel and the sand pretty good. We were going to ride the motorcycle into town to get the pie or lunch or something, but yeah, it's too chilly. Unless you're dressed in insulated coveralls or something. Yeah, that was pretty easy. A lot easier than what we used to do.
Did you write it up?
I didn't write it up, no, but I throttled it up. Yeah. I want to come up and hold it and we'll get her fastened down. Well, it's a lot easier to load. It's a lot easier to get it up into the truck than it was to get it up on top of that bike rack, believe it or not. And way easier to tie down. So the ramps are working great. Let me see you. You look like you're bundled up pretty good there.
Not good enough. It was okay, as long as you blocked the wind and the cold.
It's the wind. If it wasn't for the wind, it wouldn't be bad out there at all. But,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
Hey, let's go see if that local diner has pie or
Something, huh?
something. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a really steep incline getting out of here. So I've got it in four-wheel drive and see if we can make it, and gravel on top of that, so. Okay. Yeah, it's all right.
Just like butter.
You want to hear something funny? Okay, the truck's new to us, and we're still learning all the controls. I kept turning the heat down, but I was just sweltering while we were driving, and I had the heat turned down to like 60, and I was just dying. Linda goes, I don't know.
He was using my heat temperature adjusting dial.
I didn't know we had dual heat. So hers was down on 60 and mine was over here cranked up at 77. Oh, I feel so stupid. Well, certainly doesn't look like much on the outside. It's called the Gateway Cafe in Hobson. We've never been in here. Well, we've been here years before. They don't have dessert here right now. So I ordered breakfast and she ordered lunch.
Yeah, so we can test out both meals.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be all right.
And we came because we saw that they had a fried bread pudding.
Yeah, fried bread pudding with ice cream.
Yeah.
That's kind of why we came, but they don't have it today. Every day, but not today.
But you come back now.
That's from a Chinese restaurant that Linda and I went into one time, and well, it was lunchtime, and we walked in, and they were closed, but they were there. And the sign said open, but she said, "Oh, we're not serving lunch today. Every day, but not today." So
You raised your finger in my face and said, "You come back now. You hear?" I said, "Okay."
Well, that's a decent amount of food for the price we're paying here. It's like $13 a piece, Linda, something like that, right? Yeah. That looks like a really good burger. Not bad. Well, it may not look like much on the outside, but the service was friendly and the food was excellent. Yeah, we really did have good food in there. It was really good. The burger, well, we're in cattle country here, and the burger was all meat. And the pancakes, of course, they know how to make breakfast, so it was really nice. Hobson, Montana. It's kind of in the middle of Montana. Well, Linda's waiting for me inside. It's time for the drive home. You ready to go home, baby?
Yes.
Hey guys, thanks for coming along on this one. We had a nice little trip. The whole purpose was to check out the truck and how the bike loads and how it tows.
This was our maiden voyage.
And it worked out well.
Yeah.
It's much easier to load the bike in the pickup than it was to load it in a bike rack. And it ties down so much easier and so much more, it's so much more stable and everything.
Yeah.
The one thing we're dealing with, this is a double cab. And the one thing we're dealing with is finding room to put all our stuff. But we'll figure it out.
You just have to throw away all your stuff.
We just have to not take any of your stuff.
Your stuff.
Leave your toys at home.
You.
See you around. So there's nothing wrong with our Yukon. It's in perfect shape. Well, you know, for a 2002 car, 22 years old. So what are we going to do with it? Wouldn't you know it that my granddaughter's car threw a rod last week? So we're going to donate it to her. She needs it.